Hi everyone, Brian from Moiners here, and this is a 3D photo, and I'm sure many of you have seen 3D photos around and wonder how do you get it done. It's very simple. So you're at the page. All you need is to prepare two things. Over here, let me show you. Just now is my Sasuke. I'm going to enlarge these icons over here, and you see that I have one of her here, and this grayscale picture. This is a grayscale outline of the image that will give Facebook the information on how to create the depth of the picture. So let me go over here. So 1 and 2, select both of them, drag it into the post, and Facebook will automatically detect both of them and attempt to generate a 3D image as what you've seen just now. And all you have to do is wait for a bit. It's taking quite a bit of time because the Facebook algorithm has to calculate the 3D thing, and there you have it. The image won't be posted immediately until you click the post button. So let's have a look at a few other examples I've created. Let's see. Okay, we go with this one, these two girls. This is a very simple depth map. Yes, this is the term, what we call it's a depth map, grayscale. So the idea behind a depth map is that you use the shades to indicate what's in front and what's at the back. So let's go with a simple one. This is a two-tone of these two girls. This is the simplest form you can get, having just two tones. So it's just two layers, and once this one is created, you see that the front layer is of these two girls and the back layer is the background. So see, this is how it looks like, which I think is pretty nice. Although you'll notice there's a bit of I don't know what you call that, a bit of mess at the background, and that's due to the limitation of this kind of 3D work. Now this, let me go to this one. For this picture, as you can see, there's a foreground, subject, and then there's a background. And I created this one. If you notice, like what I mentioned, there's a shade. So here at the front, this is the bright one to indicate there's a front subject, the darker one in the middle, and the darkest at the background. And even the floor, I had some shades. So let's have a look at what happens when I drag it over. So this is how you get it done. Again, just all you need is those two files, drag it in. And for this particular picture, I like it because it has how you say it has a very good feel of it, of its front and back. There's a 3D of it. Okay, so let's have a look at how you create all these things. So first things first, you need two images, one being the original file, the second being the one with the depth. You need the original file with the file name as you can see here, and the second one with the underscore depth at the back. So how do you create the depth? I'm going to use this one as example. Ideally, you would want a picture that has multiple, that is good for, you want a picture that has multiple, at least two layers, one for the background, one for the front. When I say layer, it means that you know that there's a view of distance for background and front. As for the foreground, it depends. Some pictures with very blurred out or bokeh out front, it makes it very difficult to create the depth map. So this is Photoshop. So what I usually do is I'll create a first layer, and then over here I use a magic quick selection tool, and I go with this kind of selection. You choose the original layer first, then you can use this tool called quick selection to choose the areas. Now Photoshop is smart enough to allow you to select areas, and you intelligently select it for you. And for those tiny areas, if you want more detail, better detail of your map, you should slowly remove it by you press the alternate button and you can actually remove all these things. Or if you're using a different software with far less capability, then you will have to individually select everything. Let's say I'm using all these things, select based on whatever tool you have. So based on, I'm just going to cut short this video because I already done selection. So I selected her in so many ways. Let me show you the layers that I've created. So she's the main one, of which I put her in gray. Gray is in the middle because white, I basically whatever is front is white, whatever is the background at the furthest back is black, and everything in the middle will go in between. So she's of a gray color because she's in the middle, light gray for the fan, and then I've set the floor to have a shade, and then there's a background. This is the background, and it just goes back to the example I showed you earlier. Select them and upload. As you can see, I'm not making this a long video simply because you wouldn't want to go through the tedious selection process, because it takes quite a lot of time. For this picture alone, it took me quite many minutes to select, and it wasn't that good at the start, so I had to do more detailed work again and again to get everything right. So it basically is a lot of trial and error. Like this one, let me try to show you this. Many of them I haven't uploaded, but you're going to see it now. Facebook will decide, yes, on how it is, but the thing is, you wouldn't know until you uploaded your image and depth map and see how it turns out. Some of my image turn out actually very bad. So like this I like this one, although there's a bit of black colored dots, but I like the depth of this one. There are other pictures. I've chosen a bunch of examples here, but okay, maybe we should do a fresh one. Let's try using this one. I don't know how it will work. I'm going to open it with Photoshop, and let's see. Okay, we're just going to do a quick one like how I show you guys, because we have the original image already. So it's share.jpg. Okay, let me just change it to Shiburin. Okay, and it's taking quite a while to open. I'm not using my strongest of system here, so for this one it gets a little tricky because of the cat. So regardless, I'm still gonna try to get it done. So I'm gonna use this part as a foreground. This is pretty much shortcutting most of it, and I'm going to use this part as the front. That would be maybe around gray color. Okay, and for the rest of the part, I'm just going to use a selection tool, select her and whatever is around her. That should be good enough, I think. Okay, and notice that I've another layer there already. And then for the cat is difficult. I'm just going to try to select the cat anyway. Oops, I'm selecting the wrong layer. So this is the cat minus the grass. Okay, most of the grass is removed. The cat is intact. Remove the grass. We need the umbrella. Slowly but surely selecting the umbrella, removing. That's what I like about Photoshop. It's intelligent enough to select all these things. Maybe this one is a bit off. Use a polygon tool, and okay, we're pretty much done with here. I miss out a bit of the cat, which is this part. Doesn't matter really, it's going to be small. So selection done, and then I'm going to add another layer for the background. The background will be dark, so I'm going to just use black on it. This is as simple as it can get. So I'm going to use a JPEG. JPEG or PNG will do. Okay, Shiburin underscore depth. It doesn't matter the quality of the image. So let's try this one and see how it works. And Facebook did detect it as a 3D image. And let's see how it turned out to be. It could be good, it could be bad. That's why this is a trial and error. You can actually have more layers for this one. Okay, it's not bad, it's not bad. It's not that great either. But the depth looks a bit unnatural because you know the grass, the field. So that comes to my other point. Some images work not as good as others. In this case, because of this higher angle, how it is a higher angle image, so the 3D does not look that good. You need something like this one. Let me show you, like this one, where there's no floor and no wall. It's easier to create a 3D output. Same when I refer to wall, I'm referring to walls at the side. Like this one, there's a wall at the back, but there's no walls at the side. It's good for making them 3D. We can try this one. Okay, it's called Friday, but this is Ayase from Imo. Right, so I'm going to create a 3D of her this time, and with that, same process of selecting her. Photoshop makes it really convenient to select everything out. I'm going to select her and the whatever is in front actually. Okay, we've pretty much selected everything. Not exactly a good thing. I'm going to just remove here. Notice this part is a bit tricky to select because the color of the table is almost that of the color of the background, the wall. So we'll just start with this tiny shade, and what we can do is maintain this part. Here's what I usually do. Those things on the same plane, I would just put it as of the same color, and then anything else at the background, I will change it to black. Okay, the background, black. If you want better output, you should actually make more effort to it. For example, I can actually make this part, you know what, I can actually make this part into white. Let's see. I'm going to select the computer out of the frame and the table and more of the table. It's a little tricky now. I'm just making it fast, okay? But it's actually very tricky simply because of this similar colors and all. Okay, I'm going to make the table stand out. Now, as you can see, this part, it gets tricky, so you might have to use other tools to make it align. Okay, so the table, I'm going to put it in even lighter shade, which is, I'm going to make it distinct, which is white. So now you have a pretty good, I'd say pretty nice depth map. White. Because some of the layers are actually from others, so you just have to be careful what you select. Make sure there are no flaws around. Like this one, for example, it looks like there's quite some flaws. Okay, I think we pretty much got it nailed. Lower a little bit. So I'm going to save this as Friday depth. Okay, it's done. 3D Friday depth. Wait, did I just post this? No, I did not. Cancel. Let's see how it turned out. So I've given you some examples. This is basically, if your photo has more layers to go around, it will be really fun to create something that has a 3D. In fact, for this picture, if I remove the floor, it'll actually, I think it'll look nicer. But here is how it looks like, which I think is really cool. As you can see, it's a little bit cropped. Facebook will crop it a bit. Her feet is no longer on the ground area, but there's a little bit of problem in that's beyond us to handle, because you see that on the right side of the desk and her head there's some white elements. Those are actually from Facebook's algorithm. If you can't get it right, you can't get it right. There's no need to worry about it. I think it's a pretty petty matter. So alright, that's it for this video. If you like this video, you find it useful, please remember to subscribe to my channel. Links at the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.